zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Okay. As much as it's important to zoom out in this shot, it's important to zoom out on AMC. See, you know you're really on the right path when everyone who has been saying that you're crazy, whether that be the mainstream media reporting on the behalf of the hedge funds and the banks, saying that the naked shorting that people on Wall Street Bets or on Reddit or on multiple forums within your Discord have been saying for a while now. The fundamentals show and been proven by hundreds if not thousands of people that what we're seeing with AMC and GameStop and many other stocks that exist are relatively shady because naked shorting is occurring. Now, naked shorting is illegal, but the most important thing to know, just because something is illegal does not mean that it can't be done. It's just that if you're caught doing it, you're in trouble. And the problem with naked shorting is that they aren't allowed to report when naked shorts exist, which makes it rather tricky, and why it's important for the SEC to do its job. But regardless, we're here. Naked shorting is still thriving in 2021, where it has been illegal since the last financial crisis in 2008 and 2009. Now, let's get back into it with AMC. When I bought AMC, it was around the $2 mark, and I got really lucky, as explained in my previous video. And when we saw it in the most recent peak, back in January of 27th, I believe, it went up to as high as $19.90, which is incredible. And I remember waking up that morning being like, man, I'm going to hold on because the moon is next. And of course, we had halting that occurred and happened by Robinhood. Halting is a normal part of stock investments, so I'm not too upset about that. But the limitations in terms of buying and selling completely on Robinhood was really that caused the issue and what caused the squeeze to be stopped for only a moment. Granted, they only allowed you to sell, which obviously for many people's first experience of a squeeze, that's what they're going to do, seeing that now retail investors were heavily involved in a stock market, whereas in 2009, the amount of retail investors was substantially less than compared to now, just due to accessibilities. So back then, we see that the squeeze had gone through, quote unquote, but we also knew with the tight groups that existed and the folks who believed in the fundamentals and their DD or their due diligence knew that that was not the squeeze. And then the $19.90 peak that we witnessed was only a delay on the imminent of what they're pushing back. And so now we see a new floor, what rose from around $2 an average, I would say, up to the $19 peak. We now see a new floor of about $10 to $15 here. And then we see another peak, another gamma squeeze. So all these bumps are gamma squeezes. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So now we see a new peak of $72.62 of year to date on AMC. Now it's important to really zoom out and see the growth of AMC. What was a stock that was heavily shorted around $2, squeeze, having a gamma squeeze up to $19, consolidating again around $10, having another gamma squeeze up to $72, and now we're going into another consolidation period, essentially, where it's now looking like to be around the 50 to 55 area, right? The $55 area. So now we're seeing that AMC is growing. It is staircasing its way up to the moon, which is what we want. Slow, consistent growth is great because it limits the halting, and halting occurs when there's a sporadic growth on a stock. If there's volatile growth or volatile dump, that's generally when trouble arises because a lot of people may get paper hand syndrome and just dump their shares when they should just be holding. So that's kind of the situation with AMC. See, it's very simple. We know naked shorts exist, right? We've been saying this since January. We've been claimed that we're crazy by it. But as time progresses, we see that this is more and more of a reality. And we know this because, well, the SEC caught a trading firm recently on short selling. I'll share with you a clip in which they talk about how the SEC essentially is charging a trading firm on naked shorting. Here's the clip, and Wes Christensen goes a little bit in depth about it. I'll kind of pick out the key moments in the talk that's important, but definitely check out that video. It'll be in the description or somewhere here.
Here's the rub, folks. Naked shorting was made illegal after the 2008-2009 financial crisis. So the big question is, why is this still happening? Well, we're going to ask attorney advocate against naked shorting, naked short selling. Wes Christensen is with us. And Wes, just first, if you can, for the audience, people who are unfamiliar, what is naked shorting?
Naked shorting, simple version, is a seller sells stock that they don't have to a buyer who sees it in their account electronically, but it hasn't been delivered, and the buyer gives the seller money for ultimately nothing that was delivered. The simple version would be if you and I, Charles, took our car title and Xeroxed it 100 times and sold it to 100 people, and each of them paid us cash, but we only had one car. That would be a good analogy to what naked short selling is. In Texas, simple version, we call that stealing.
So here we are again. Here's Wes talking about why it's happening. When you're on, in the sentence, when you're onto something big, people will try to distract you on what you're working on, right? And it's not to say that those other things are less important. What we do know is that AMC and GameStop are going to be the mother of all squeezes. And I would leverage to say that probably it's going to be GameStop than AMC. However, they're very, very close. I mean, it is, arbitrarily, if I had to pick a number, it's a 1% difference. It is super close. So that is not to say that other stocks don't have naked shorts, such as BB or Clover like we saw today, or even Wendy's, which is insane. Get your tendies from Wendy's. That's a good one. I think I actually heard that somewhere else, I forget. Anyway, that is not to say that those stocks aren't good, that yes, they are shorted. But are they as shorted or naked shorted as much as AMC or GameStop? That is definitely, we don't have the exact numbers because we can't say, but we do know that they're pretty damn high, and if not the largest ones, without a doubt, just from the numbers that we've seen in the past 6 months on both AMC and GameStop and the growth that they're having. So with that said, if you made some gains on those, that's great. But if you're thinking that, are you on the wrong boat because you're on AMC or GameStop because you're not seeing this crazy growth, then absolutely not. AMC is on track. GameStop is on track. All we have to do is hold. That's it. That's the name of the game. Buy your ticket and hold. Not financial advice, just stating my opinion. Now, I think, I do think we're onto something big because, at the end of the day, like I said, AMC and GameStop are staircasing their way slowly, but it is bullish, and that's what's important. It's bullish, it's moving up, it's taking its time, but as long as you hold, which we've been doing, we're good. Don't listen to the FUD, don't listen to the doubt, stick to the plan, and things will be all right. All right, guys, quick little video. I'm sorry, I know it's about 8 minutes, but hope you found this useful. Peace.